That's right. Okay, I shared my screen.
Thank you, Asha. So welcome back, guys. This is the third meetup of our official Umbraco users group of India. Today we're going to cover that this is kind of, a mixing of the content editor as well as the developers portion, which we will going to cover today, which is the editor portion, which is BlockList and BlockGrid. So previously, if anyone are familiar with that nested content and the archetypes, so they are, kind of, it's expired. So now it's time to go ahead with the BlockList and BlockGrid editor. So from Umbraco 13 onwards, we will going to hear more about this BlockList and BlockGrid editor only. So this time we have decided that let's take a topic on this editor, which is BlockList and BlockGrid. So as in the background you can see, this is a kind of BlockList and BlockGrid, how it's going to look on the back office and how it will be reflected on the front end. So
That's right.
yes, Asha. Yep. Then,
So
as you know, both of us, we are Umbraco experts from India, and myself, Nikhil. I'm working as a CTO at Giriraj Digital, and I have 10 plus years of experience in Umbraco. Also, I've completed certified Umbraco master as well. Asha?
hi, hello everybody. Myself, Asha. I'm working as Umbraco expert, and I'm working since like Umbraco 6. So yeah, we have a good amount of experience with the work of Umbraco, and let's get started.
Nice. So today I'll hand it over to you. So in case if anything, just let us know. Yeah, Asha, over to
Yeah,
you for
of
the
course.
editors.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, today we are covering the BlockList and BlockGrid editor. So let's jump on a BlockList first, how it looks like. Basically, we used archetype, we used nested content for a repeated content uh, entry, but it's a BlockList with a lot of enhancement, with a lot of improvements in view. So yeah, I'll give some more information on this. So these are the snippet which we are using. List editing property editor, which is using the element types to define the list of the schema. It has like information. These are the basic details what I'm covering for block list. So how to configure a block list, set up a block types, editor appearance, like we can set up a lot of things here for the block list. Data models, we can use a content model and setting part as well. So that's good. Catalog appearance, like if I'm setting up with the one block list and it will give me the UI, how it will look like. So like a thumbnail, I can upload a thumbnail which can set up while adding a content authoring and the selection of the blocks, icon colors, background colors, and everything. And the last one is a rendering, how the block list content will going to render.
So
So
these are
these
the
are
fundamentals of the basic block list, right? You mean to say?
yes, this is the fundamentals
Got
of the basic block list, which I can also show here. So if you see, this is the data type block list, which
it. Okay.
has the amount, like how many range of the blocks you need for this particular property. Then the single block mode, like if it's a single or because it has like code based, you can see here, if it's a single, then it will come as a block list item.
Correct.
And because it's considering only one, otherwise it will give you a whole model. Then live editing mode, like whenever you want to change, if you have a RTA and if you are changing the content, so you don't need to click on that. Ideally it's open a small pop-up here in the right, but what it will do, it can allow you to directly edit content on the layout where you are changing. Inline editing mode, the similar to the live editing mode, and some more information about the property editor width, what the width you would like to have to display. This is for the back office only. It's not going to connect with your UI. UI does mean the page, the website page. So this all the settings for the Umbraco. So what I gave some information about the fundamentals. You can see here, when I tried to add any block, for an example, headline. Yeah. So here for the block appearance, it will ask me for the label custom view. Custom view, we can create a custom view here and put down in our app plugins or any folder from where it will going to put up www.root, because I don't have any created custom view,
Right.
then it's not displaying. But yeah, you can create that. What it is mean, like whenever you are adding any block in your site, it will give you a real-time view how it will gonna display. Like if I'm adding a RTE, it will give me a real-time display how it will look like in my front page, website page. So that's why it's custom view. Custom style sheet will going to apply here, because definitely if we are applying any style sheet for the front end website, then we also need to apply the same style sheet for the back office view as well. So that here we can select the style sheet and what kind of the overlay editor size, like a medium, small, large, what kind of the things. Here it's a data model, which I talked about. This is the selected content model, which I selected here, headline. It also allow you to select the setting model. Setting model is nothing but it's like a background image. If you want to define any property for all the blocks, kind of a setting or the configuration, we can define that background color, then classes. Then if you want to hide that component, we can add a hide. Definitely, we need to do some code base in the background, but yeah, we can define here for the setting model.
Okay. Sorry
At
to
the same
interrupt you,
time,
Asha here, but
yeah. Hmm.
we have a question from Zuhi here that
Hmm.
she wanted to know, like, let me raise her question here. Please share some more detail about the live editing mode for the BlockList editor. So, Juhi, thank you for raising the question. But Asha, if you can, or I can answer
Yeah,
that.
okay, definitely. So live editing mode is live editing in the editor overlays. For you can see here the help text as well. Yeah. um, Live updated custom views for the label using the custom expression. Juhi, is it fine if I'll give you the exact answer while demoing how it will gonna look like? I think that will
That's what.
be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that will be more make sense. If I'll give you a statement, it will be quite hard. Otherwise, I'll do this in
Okay. She
our
mentioned that will
next
work.
operation.
Yep.
Okay, that's great. Okay, so where I was here. Okay, setting model, we covered this part. Now it is a catalog appearance. Catalog appearance, it's a kind of a background color and the icon color, what we need. Catalog is nothing but this one, how we want to define thumbnail image. If you don't want to set up this custom view now, we can definitely use this one, thumbnail is a nothing but if you have anything in your like an image where I can configure this, I can select the thumbnail and it will going to display on my block setting. Currently it's displaying a, you know this is a nothing but the thumbnail what you are seeing here. So that's what it has, a thumbnail and the advanced, like a hide content editor. If we want to hide this, we want to keep this here, but we want to hide from the selection, then definitely we can come here and hide it. Okay, so that's what we have for the block list.
Correct.
Okay, I hope everyone is clear with this editor. If you have any question, please raise. I'll definitely answer that. I'll try to show up that, so that's helpful.
So Zuhi has a
Um,
question again. Yeah. So is it possible to set an image on a thumbnail?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
that's what that's what I said. We can set up a thumbnail image. Go to here, put some asset folder in your www project, and just select the image from here.
Yep.
Okay, that won't be the part of media because media is a purely content part, so we can't place in a media. Yeah, but you can come here and you can see I have a like a fit of the image from the media section, but definitely that is the asset part. So I would suggest create the asset folder, put down your images for the layout, for the image, whatever you have, and select, and it will replicate. Yeah, you can see I have that image I placed here and shown automatically. I hope that answered your question. Moving on a BlockGrid. So here I'm just giving you the fundamentals. The story is yet to remain, so it will come in a demo, but I'm just providing you the fundamentals here. So same way to the BlockList. It's also the content editor. BlockGrid is also the content editor when we can define a lot of things like we can here also it's use the element types for the blocks, also use the settings. But yeah, it has some enhancement. It has some flexible architecture where we can use, like if I have a RT, I can use that in the areas like a 6 by 6 column, 2 column layout, 3 column layout, 4 column, up to 12 column layout, because grid has limit to 12. So yeah, we can use that. So configuring the block grid setup, block types, we can provide some groups. Like I have a the group for the groups, like layout and the other blocks are considered as a document type, the element type. But if I want to grouping based on that, because this group is contained this part, this group is contained this kind of the blocks, then we can do it's like a UI preference, nothing else. Block configuration setup, we can have a we can define the size of the blocks, then the catalog of appearance, permissions, areas. That's what I said, areas like a 2 column, 3 column, 4 column, 6 column layouts. Then data models at the same way, like a block list, content models, and setting model. Editor appearance, here we can also provide some editor appearance for the label, custom view, custom style sheet, and the render block grid content. So okay, I'm coming back here. This is my block grid. The first thing this all are the same what we just seen for the block list, but yeah, I'll go one by one. For the add group, so here we can add a group. Group does mean if I have like layout, because definitely for the block grid we need to set up for the layout. Like a layout is a full width layout, 2 column, 3 column, and the second group is for the section or the components. Yeah, so here I'll only add the component what I need. So for the layout, let me see if I have something. 1 column section. Here is the same general for the label. Okay, label here we can set up anything like a 2 column layout or a 1 column layout, like a setting model. Here we can also configure our setting, like a section setting, allow in root and allow in area. This allow in root, this is the permission. Allow in root does mean if I want to render this layout in a root, like when I choose a section, this will first ask me what the column layout you need. By allowing it to root, it will it will allow me to choose this element type. And allow in areas, this will not show me in root, but it's only allow me to add in a 1 column or a 2 column. For an example, if I have a 2 column layout, definitely I'll going to set it as a allow at root, because I want the selection in the layout. Yeah, first I'll select that 1 column section, and then I'll choose the components whatever I need for that 1 column. So this is example for the allow root. Okay, if I'm configuring this for like rich text editor or image or banner, I will choose this option, because banner I want in a full width. Yeah, so I'll choose this allow in areas. So when I click on the full width, and then it will showcase me the components where it will stand, like better.
Correct.
Then size option, we have this size option, but we rarely use this because we have the area, that's what we are using it. Okay, it give us like a what the column span you need for this. For an example, I'll choose a 12, and what the row span we need, like we need 1. Okay, here we have very meaningful thing for this block grid, which is the area. Okay, here we can define what the column of the area is 12 by default. Okay, and then I want to for an example, I want to right now I'm defining the 1 column layout. For an example, if I choose 1 column, but let's create the 2 column layout. where I'm creating the first half. Okay, it's also giving me the what kind of the button, because it's also show us like a create component or a button. We can configure here the button label, a validation like a number of the blocks what we need to allow to add into this one. Allow document type, when we can select here which document type we need to allow for this. Um, so this is I'm selecting for the first tab. Okay, here we can drag, like if I'm configuring the 2-column layout, it will definitely give me the 6 one, and the rest will be this one. If I'm configuring the 3-column layout, then we need to think about like it's a 4 by, so you can see 4 by 1, and this also will be the 4 by 1, and the third one will be the 4 by 1 definitely. So the third one, and once we decrease, yeah. So this is how this area is working for the layout section. Yeah, the components, what I said, we should choose like this is the component. We should choose like allow in area. There should be allow in area. Allow in area is nothing but this layout what we are configuring. So once we select, when we're doing a content authoring, once we need to select a 1-column section, and then this component will be there. So this is the configuration for the BlockGrid. Also, it has how many amount of the blocks you need. Live editing mode, I'll show this. Editor width, it's like a width of the editor we need. Grid column, set the number of the columns for the layout. Default is a 12, but we can set up here what the column layout is there. If somebody need a 3, 4, 5. So this is the flexible, this layout style sheet. So this style sheet will going to involve for the whole this BG content. And what we saw here, okay, that was for the different. What we saw here for the custom style sheet, it will only affect for that particular layout or particular component. And the create button label, because we'll see that the button in our grid layout, where it will ask if you want to add a layout or something, so we can define a label here. So this all configuration for the block grid. I hope you understood for the BlockGrid fundamentals. Then we can go ahead.
Yep.
Okay.
So I think
So
it's
here,
time for the demo, I guess. Yeah.
yes, it's a time for the demo. We understood the fundamentals. We understood what is how it's working, and now let's set up something which can give us some result, and we understand in a
How it
detail.
works. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first step, if I want to set up any site, yeah, whether it's a block grid or whether it's a block list, first we need to define the element types. Yeah. So for an example, I'm coming here and I will create a folder because I just want to make it a differentiate. So like a block list, items. Okay. Then I will create one element type with the name, for an example, image. Let's give some good color because that's necessary. Let's give this content. The property, define the property, image or anything is like, I'll say image. Select the editor. I'll select media picker. You can select the required or not. That's up to you. Anyhow. So the image section element type is ready. I'll copy this because I will need that to create a view. Now, if you want to configure some setting, so to do that, again, I'm creating one folder with the setting. That's good to differentiate in the folders. That will helpful at some time. If there are a bunch of data types, document types in our project, and we want to find the setting for the sake of the setting, we need to find in whole the project or whole the folders. Other than that, just differentiate the setting part and the document part or the blocks and layout. So that's the good architecture. So here also setting will be the element type, block setting. I'll copy this for my reference. Let's choose some good color and icon. Okay, here it's up to the project requirement, what you would like to set up. For now, I'll take some basic information hide if I want to hide the section at this moment from the site, but I want to keep in a content part because I want to make that enable for few days, after few days, or so I can just have that setting, so I can just hide that from the site. True, false. That's a way you can add a background image, background color, background image. I want to put down a class for the particular section. If the both section, it looks like the same, but there is only one thing which can define via class, we can do that. Get the text string. Definitely whatever I'm writing here, definitely it will require some code base. So we'll do that. Save. So now the element type is ready, setting is ready. Now what needs to be done next? We need to configure that in our block list. So I'll add that block, the image section. Custom view. If you would like to add that, we can construct that and add it. I'll skip this. Adding block list. And thumbnail if you want to add anything, otherwise it's fine. It will come like this, whatever the section you can see in a blue banner, the desktop icon that will show. Perhaps like thumbnail, it show like something like this. Image, that's what I have. Let's get some live editing mode. Okay, so the configuration is ready, and now this data type is ready to inject in any of the document type or the page what we need to construct. So I have that page in my pages folder. You can see here block list page. This is nothing but the document type with template. Please make sure to create like this. And this is the property block list content, where I have selected the BL content which I configured. So now it's ready for the content authoring. But before we move for the content authoring, definitely we need to remember that we just made architecture at a back office, but we need to write down some code for at the template side, or the like a razor file, which can give us some output. So let's make sure to build the models. I'll come here. I'll stop my project. And I will create
So here also, as Asha mentioned, we have to, maintain the path inside that block list only, right? That partial views.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We have to configure this because it's a Umbraco's default functionality. What is the what they developed? So we have to make sure, like you can see here, if you have any doubt. So this page, default page, will call first, and what it will read, it's only the simple for each loop where they are targeting to see the document type alias and just rendering that component. So here also, because you can see the path is defined, come in the components, select here. I'll do some renaming, and that's it. Now, what we need to do is create a simple view with the alias of document type image section. Yeah, they should be the ready for our code base. For the simple thing, I'm going to copy this so it's quickly rather than typing. Okay, so now it doesn't require any layout. Sorry for that. So here, if you see and understand the code, what it will do, it will return as a block list model. Block list model will give us a block list item. That's what we need to write here to match up. I'm directly getting this here because what I did, I just went here, I did some view imports, and I added this one in my view imports, which means I don't need to write down this reference in all the page and the partial views. So that's for a good practice. Now here, variable content, model, content as image section. And the second one, which is a setting, as what's that name, which we configured block setting. Okay. Now let's go here and write some code. First of all, because we added one configuration of hide the section, let's check that first because that's required. If we don't need, then no need to make this. So this hide shouldn't be true. And the second one is for the content dot image is there. Okay. Image dot URL. Please use model builder so you will get this very quickly, and you will get all the properties inside this. Once I'm casting here, it will give me the quickly result. So that's how it will going to configure. Because we set up a lot of settings here, we can use that wisely whenever you need a background color, wherever you have that property, like in a div or anywhere. That's up to you how you are configuring. But the one thing here is if we don't have any setting and we don't want that setting model, and we can manage this like some way, we definitely, whatever I'm doing here, I should be able to manage this setting in the default as well, to write down the code here in the condition. But some of the setting I took, which we're going to use inside that section. For an example, I have a background image that I need to make in a section or something, like I have this div section. Where I need this background color. Oh, sorry, I have an image. For an example image. Okay. So definitely that thing is required in this particular section or partial view. But if in case it's not useful to here, I would suggest just pass this data like a block.content and inject your model builder, which is nothing but this, directly here. That doesn't require this all the code here or the casting. Okay, and you can directly get this.
Correct.
So that's the two separate things. Currently, I've passed block with the content and setting. So I'll keep this as it is, and I'll remove this part. It was for the showing purpose. Okay, so let's go and check this. So here, so far, we configured the block list content type. We configured the block list setting. We made some code base for the partial view for the component, and now it's ready to add the content. So it's time for the content authoring. So here it's the image, add image section, because I have only one component configured yet. So it's showing me like this. If I have more, then it will give me the list to choose. So here I can add. Oh, okay. I'm using this all the images from the BlockGrid theme, which is available in a marketplace. So it's courtesy to Umbraco. You can check here. This is right, what I'm configuring. Oh, maybe. Why? It's not coming. Oh, sorry, my bad. I think I forgot something. To write down
We have,
some code
yeah,
base here. Okay, so that's good. HTML dot, oh, sorry. Because in a main template, this is my main template block list page. Whatever we configure, it's about the components, everything, but we need to write down, we need to call this block list here. Where is the problem? Get block list HTML, like model. Wait for a second. Let me get it through, please. I think I'm missing something. It's wait. I guess I write down async HTML, and here I need to pass the model.content is content. We don't need this. Yeah. So this image is rendering, whatever the size is, but it's rendering. Now, as we did some setting, if I want to hide this from the site. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So this is the very simple example of the block list. Here you can add your more and more components and everything, whatever the required for the site. So let me
Correct.
see if we cover all or not. Element type configuration, setting configuration, blocks. We choose this content authoring and it's done. Now it's ready for the grid demo.
Yep.
Let me do some quick setup for that.
Sure.
Definitely, I'm using the theme, the theme BlockGrid website theme for this, but I would like to give some more information on that. So I'll create some layout pages and everything. So here we are already there, so I'll use that. So we can save some time. So you can see we have a one column section, two column section. I'll add one, let's say, three column section. Yeah, we don't need to add any content for this. That's good. We have this three column icon. Now, once we define the columns, the next step should be to configure with some of the components. We can see here, we have some predefined components, which is a headline. You can see here, the headline is here. The image block. Yeah, rich text. The few more what came with this theme integration. But I would like to use this existing one. I hope that you already know how to create this components because we did this for the block list and we're going to use this for the block grid. So once this all the element type configuration is completed, the settings, we can create a one more setting for the block grid if required. You can add your properties, whatever you need for your project. And then we can directly jump on the data type. For the data type, I'm not going to use this because it's already created. BG content, this is for us, where I will do some configuration, layouts. One column. Okay, if I would like to set the setting model, let's say at the existing one, I would like to allow it's in a root, so I'll do nothing. One column does mean I need the 12 one. So yeah, one column. And here, let's not define it. And it's 12. The same way for the layout, two column layout. Okay, so this our two column layout is already the same way, three column layout. And also this in allow root area, we need a three column. So first, add section. then it will be 4. The grid we need is a 4 because 4, 4, 4. Then it will be a 3-column layout. Second. Okay. So here our 3-column layout structure is ready. We can also add, you can see here, I can also add some more rows and can define a structure. That's also worked here. If like a 3, 3 and in below 3, I want to display like a 50, 50, then also I'll be able to do that. So our layouts are ready. Now it's time for our components or the blocks. I'll say blocks, but I'll add few of the block. Where it is. That's just like image, and I'll allow this in area. Like rich text, because that's required. Allow in area. And we can add more. So yeah, all these blocks we need in area. So I'm disabling this one. Okay. Cool. So we set up this block grid. Now it's ready to do a content authoring. Before we do a content authoring, I would like to showcase some of the code base for this. So, okay, let me do some model building because I created one of the layout, and for that I will need model. Okay, so here, if you come here and see, this is the default. This will gonna first call the default, which will read some block read items. Okay, we have the areas and everything. Areas are defining, areas are nothing but the layout, what we are configuring. Areas are calling area. And lastly, the items. Items is calling all the components, what we have. So that's how the flow is going on. I know that the BlockGrid has its own default classes and everything, and it's not running on Bootstrap, but it's on a grid. So it's also, so you will have a question, where is the CSS? What is all the what all these are handled by? So here they're written as CSS, where this all things are getting handled. Okay, so we set up a layout. So let's go first and check the layouts. Layout will also come under the components because it's all about the components. So you can see one column section. One column section is getting the option column block. And it's calling whatever the component we filled it, but it will first call the area. And then because it's work as a base layout, it will call the area because we have to define like in this layout how many areas we have. Like it's a 6 by 6 or like a 3-column or 1-column. So it's defining by the area. And lastly, once we come up here, it's the component where we are calling here like a block, image block. An image block has some code. It's nothing but like a simple block list kind of the code. That's the same code what we are doing for the block list. Let's do some content authoring for this. So here my page BlockGrid. I need to make sure that I'm not forgetting to add that. So here it's also not there. I would like to copy paste directly from here. So here, BlockGrid. So here, if you will see, it's calling the method get BlockGrid HTML async. That's what the similar way how we have the block list. So we have like a lots of method here that we can use. But in the main template, we need this block grid HTML async. Let's define few things, like let me add 2-column structure. It will come like this, where I am adding one image. And here I am adding rich text. Yeah. Now, if we want to keep adding, like inside a 2-column layout, we want to keep adding that, so we can do that as well. After image, if you want to display some data like content, okay. Then another layout, like let me add the 1-column layout. 1 column has only the rich text. And that's it. Let's check in a website how it's playing. Ooh, it's giving error. So it's okay. 2-column section block. Let's check over there. Because probably I have added a block setting for that. And that's why it's not displaying. Yeah. Let me do one thing. Let me add that section setting model. Okay. Let me change this because I created that, but in code, it's written in the section settings. Because I'm using already coded things. That's why it's happening.
It usually happens actually.
Yes, so we can track that. Okay. Again, some error. So let's see, it's nothing but the object reference error. It's expecting something to add. Let's figure it out. Where is this? The model has a problem. To column. So the settings is null. That's why it's error. We just need to define that. Wait for a second. I'm doing that. Hope for the best this time. Oh, Oh, finally, we have something.
Yep.
Yeah, so 2-column layout, image and content. I added one more section here, which is this, and this one for the 1-column layout content. I know that I've added a list content, but yeah, that's something we got. So this is the flexible where we can get all the things, like I can use the rich text in 1-column, 2-column, 3-column, however it's required. And that will give you the result.
So as compared to BlockList and BlockGrid, like BlockGrid has more flexibility in terms of, like, you have a canvas 12 by 12. How, like, you have the web page and 12 by 12 column. Whatever the way you wish to design your page, it's like flexible, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great.
BlockList will just allow like a list of the component. Like for the section, for the particular section, it will only render the section. We can use that section in a 50 by 50 column layout
50,
or 3-column
yes,
layout.
correct.
Yeah, but yeah, BlockList is more like a focus to whatever we are adding. It's like it's giving us the field. Just put down your content. It will take care about your UI.
Correct.
That's no.
And again, it depends on the website's complexity, like what kind of the components in
Mm,
the design we have. So if it's a straightforward
mm,
and like is in a full width, so it's easy to go with directly block list only. Correct?
that's right. That's right.
Correct.
And also
And
we
at
can use
some
this
stage,
BlockGrid. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
correct. So in some stage, we can also align block list within a block grid as well.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah,
like a flexibility. We can take that block list inside a block grid inside a block list. And also we can use this together for our website, for the some of the landing
yep,
pages. If I want to create one news page, like instantly, I can use that this block grid for that, where I have a 50-50 and 30-30 with like need a more flexibility. So we can use that
right,
this block grid over there. But if you are constructing the home page where it's only the pure components, the banners, sliders, and everything, then probably the block list is best. So choose
correct.
wisely.
Yeah. So do we have any, difference we can show it to the people who are joined? Or
Yes,
let me
yes, of
cover, like
course.
we have covered everything or not? Yeah.
Yes, we covered everything or not. So the partial views we build, we did a content authoring, and yeah, it's ready.
Oh, you have
So
it.
now,
Nice.
yeah, so we have some difference for this, where the list and the grid both are a similar thing, but the grid has a more flexibility. And the list has more reliability. It's like we can trust the
Nice.
list at some level, and we can do our content authoring and see on the page. It will not going to break your design or anything, but grid maybe do that if we didn't care much on that.
Correct.
So yeah, structure and layout capabilities. So it has like a structure and layout capabilities. It's a working on the same. It's coming in a row, both the things in a list manner. But the grid has a block size where you can define the block 50
Right.
by 50 or 2-column. So that is the flexibility of it. Um, the block area list is not supporting the block areas, but
Areas.
grid is doing that. Yeah, we can define the area for the grid. And editing capability, I think both has the good editing capability. If we configure it as a very good. If for an example, if I did this, if I'm doing it and I configure a few of the image and rich text, I haven't done so much work on that. I haven't aligned that thumbnail and everything. But yeah, if we do that, it will give us appropriate UI in back office as well. Otherwise, it will gonna display like, yeah,
It
this component is
like a
there in
default.
just a list. Yeah,
Correct.
default that we never like to see on our site.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, before
Great.
I can come to the key and takeaways, I would like to showcase some things for the blog rate. Basically, I missed that.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, I have this theme. If you guys will look at this, because sometimes like customer says like, yeah, within a block grid, we're not going to define this and that. But you can see this page, this
Hmm.
handled with the block grid. And if I'm coming here, so this all constructed people will seeing here, it's saying, wow, how it looks good in the Umbraco back office as well, but it's nothing but the custom views, which I explained. We need to create a custom views and inject here. It will see exactly the same what we're gonna display on the UI. So here, the settings part and everything, we are seeing here the exactly same what we'll gonna display over there.
Correct.
Yeah, for the block list as well, we can do that, but yeah, we need to construct kind of these things which give the things in hand. You can also see here is the component where I'm just showing you the complexity so you can see like how it's happening. This is the image, nothing but the image. You can see the background is also nothing but the image. Still the overlapping effect is there because the grid is set up like that in a background. So it's not limited with only the section, but it's also the overlapping as well. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, so whatever we have seen this, we have some key takeaways and conclusion for the block list and for the block grid. So block list is a replacement of the nested content archetype and the stack content. Why I'm saying this, you can also use the block grid, but if we want to directly migrate, because at this level, the project is come through to us, it will definitely for the migration, and it's an easy migration in a block list. If the site is being used in archetype for the in version 7 or a stack content, the block list is a very easy to migrate all the content and come to our site. But if we wish to do that in a block grid, then it will definitely the scratch project. You can consider like that.
Correct.
For the block list, is like I say that is a easy configuration architecture where we don't need to define the areas or anything. It will come straight forward in based on your div architecture or like a one. It's like we can consider this a one column layout where you are defining your properties and putting your content, and it will showcase what you written in your uh, partial view or the component HTML.
Right.
So that was for the block list. For the block grid, sorry, it's providing a flexible configuration where we can set up the areas. We can defining the area like it's a 3x2 or 2x3. It's a rows, columns with the columns and rows, and we can use our one of the snippet. I'll say a snippet because RT is a kind of a snippet. Image is a kind of a snippet. We can use in any of the area, like a 2 or 3 or 4, whichever the column is. For the block list, it's a reliable content. Why I'm saying a reliable content? Because it's give you the property like a title, image, description, button like a CTA. Please add your content and it will take care of everything on a UI. You don't need to worry about it. It will not going to break your UI. Okay, but block grid, it it's required a minimum component, but sometime if we didn't use as the expected, then sometime it can break our UI. But if the developer will take care about the configuration and everything, then it will not going to happen in a block grid as well.
Right.
So that's all we learned from the block list and block grid.
Yep.
And we're done.
Wow.
Any question, guys?
I think for the questions we already got as we started the conversation from Julie and the team members. And I hope the Julie's questions answers are already been answered, I guess. Guys, anyone, like, please feel free to reach out, like if any questions. Even you can also comment on our meetup page as well, like in case if you have any questions. We will be just one message away.
Great then.
Then let's consider it as a no. Everything is good.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Asha, again. And